All right, it is 8 a.m. Today's top stories.
In hot water again, AFL star Jordan De Goey under fire over a mid-season trip, caught on camera partying in a Bali nightclub. The fallout live from Melbourne.
Back from the brink, the East Coast power supply saved. Blackout warnings lifted for the weekend, but fears today they could return.
COVID cash injection, emergency support extended for struggling hospitals, but concerns the funding won't go far enough. This morning, doctors speak out live.
Supermarket surge. First it was lettuce, now strawberries. $11 a punnet in Queensland. Another hit to family budgets. How you can save.
The end of the password. The new way to protect your accounts. Is your face the new key to keeping your online world safe?
Home Sweet Printed Home. The world first 3D technology coming to Melbourne. Entire houses printed from the ground up, saving you time and money.
And the breakout star of Top Gun Maverick, Miles Teller, on his new movie with Chris Hemsworth, filmed in Queensland. Today, Saturday the 18th of June, 2022.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome back to our 8 o'clock hour. Great to have your company on this weekend.
It is. Let's get things started. Jayne has your news.
Thank you, Charles. Good morning. It is 8 o'clock. Our top story. AFL star Jordan De Goey is facing fresh criticism after videos emerged online showing the star allegedly drunk and partying in Bali. Lucy Hinton joins us now from AFL House in Melbourne. Lucy, plenty of questions being asked now about how he is spending his mid-season break.
Well, it certainly raised a lot of eyebrows, Jane, and it's all due to this video that surfaced on social media last night. It shows the Collingwood star partying, dancing and making lewd hand gestures to the camera. He's on a 12-day trip to Bali for the Collingwood club's mid-season break. The club did grant its players the green light to go and enjoy their break, and it knew that De Goey was headed to the Indonesian party island. This, of course, is not the first time the 26-year-old has been in hot water. He was arrested over a booze-fuelled night in New York in October last year. He avoided jail over that incident. Instead, he underwent anger and alcohol management training. The Collingwood Football Club is yet to comment on this latest video. Jane?
Thanks, Lucy.
The East Coast electricity supply has gained enough power to cope with the weekend demand, but there are warnings that the threat still lingers. Live to Sarah Stewart in Sydney. Sarah, we're not out of the woods just yet.
Not just yet, Charles. We've been given the green light for this weekend, but there are no guarantees for next week. What that means is that this weekend you don't need to conserve power. There is no threat of blackout. So when you get up today, you can put on the heater, you can do the load of washing. Tonight, when you sit down after dinner, you can have that cup of tea while you're reading a book. There is no threat of blackouts, but unfortunately the same cannot be said for next week yet. There is more supply in the grid at the moment. There's been warmer temperatures, there's been maintenance work carried out, there's been some faults corrected. But look, we've been talking to people here in Parramatta Park this morning. They're confused, they're angry, they're not sure why we're being told to turn our appliances off.
Many years ago, we used to have problems with blackouts and things like that. And for a long time, there was no issues at all. And all of a sudden now it's here, and I don't understand what's going on.
I don't think that's good. It doesn't sound right, like third world country.
So we've been talking to these people. Other people have been telling us, you know what, they're not going to turn off their appliances even if they're asked to do so. It is winter, it is cold, and they should be able to put on their heater in 2022 in Australia. Other people are saying, though, unfortunately, they don't have the money to run their heater all weekend, so they're not in a good situation either. But look, at the moment, we are being told in one plant, for example, 3 units went back online yesterday. So it is okay this weekend if you can afford to turn your heaters on. Charles?
We hope the worst is behind us, Sarah. Thank you.
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has pleased state and territory leaders at his first national cabinet, promising to keep footing the bill for hospital COVID funding. Nine's federal politics reporter Eliza Edwards has more. Eliza, it is going to set the government back millions.
Yeah, Belinda, it will be expensive for the Commonwealth, but the Premiers certainly made their case yesterday. Their hospitals are still overwhelmed with COVID patients and the system is buckling, and they were pushing the Prime Minister to write them a bigger cheque. In the end, that's what he did. COVID funding arrangements were due to end in September. Anthony Albanese agreed to extend the 50-50 health funding split until the end of the year. That'll cost $760 million. But his government might be tightening the purse strings in the October budget. The Treasurer telling the Financial Review he'll be having a substantial look at trimming back wasteful spending. Jim Chalmers said the budget isn't a bottomless pit and he'll be prioritising repair. Belinda?
Thank you, Eliza.
A bombshell vote on transgender participation is set to rock the swimming world. The sport's governing body FINA on the verge of voting on the issue. News Corp is reporting 160 delegates will be asked to decide whether transgender athletes should be allowed to participate in elite swimming when they arrive at a meeting in Budapest tomorrow. After months of intense debate, experts and advocates remain divided on the best way forward. The British government has ordered the extradition of WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange to the United States, where he faces up to 175 years in jail on spying charges. The 50-year-old Australian is accused of leaking hundreds of thousands of secret files in what was the largest security breach of its kind in US military history. Protesters are gathering in New York to show their support for Assange.
Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange! Free Julian Assange!
Assange is currently in a London prison where he will remain as his appeals take place. Thousands of new nurses will need to be recruited to deal with critical staff shortages in South Australia. The state government says 4,000 nurses are needed. That's a far cry from the 300 the government has promised over the next 4 years. A wave of retirements and shortages in aged care are to blame for the lack of staff. First it was lettuce, now strawberries. The price of fresh produce continues to skyrocket. Reece D'Alessandro joins us now from Brisbane. Reece, what is causing this price hike?
Jayne, the extreme weather we had earlier this year, the flooding, the extensive rain, that is having a flow-on effect right through this year. And you mentioned iceberg lettuce off the top there. We've been discussing that for a few months now as a marker of inflation, but now it's strawberries. Harris Farm Market selling a premium punnet of strawberries for $11. Behind us at Coles here this morning, there's a premium punnet for $12. Thankfully, you can still pick them up as cheap as $7. But growers are telling us this has been a season like no other. They've had to deal not only with the staff shortages coming out of COVID and then that severe weather, but also the skyrocketing costs of production. We've been chatting with the owners of Ashgrove Fresh, the local fruit and veg store down here in Ashgrove in Brisbane this morning. They're saying they're trying to absorb the price hikes on a number of different items. They're selling iceberg lettuce for about $8, and I'm going to show you these this morning, Jayne. These are some berry yummy strawberries. They're somewhere in the middle at Ashgrove Fresh. $9 for this 250 gram punnet, but they look absolutely fantastic. And for those who are saying that $9 is too much for a punnet of strawberries, oh, they're absolutely worth it, Jayne.
Oh, I'm a bit jealous.
Put your receipts in, mate.
Yes.
Delicious.
Thanks, Reece. Nothing better than a good strawberry. General waste bins will only be picked up fortnightly in one of Adelaide's major councils. This is a first for the state. The shake-up to the bin cycle encourages households to put food waste and garden clippings in the green bin, meaning less rubbish goes into landfill. Bit smelly though. The state government wants other councils to now follow suit. Well, her style has always been described as timeless, and Princess Diana is now serving as inspiration once again for her daughter-in-law, Kate Middleton. The Duchess of Cambridge dazzled at Royal Ascot overnight in a black and white polka dot dress that is, as you can see, strikingly similar to the one Diana wore to the same event 34 years ago. Wowee. All right, let's head over to Charles with sport.
Well, no top hats or polka dots at the Rugby League last night, but the Brisbane Broncos learned the hard way how difficult a trip to Melbourne can be, letting a 10-point lead slip to lose 32-20 to the Storm. Halfback Jerome Hughes scored a double and had a hand in another try. It was a man-of-the-match performance, solidifying second place on the ladder. Essendon have produced a performance well below their bottom four ladder position in a stunning upset of St Kilda by 35 points. Ben Rutten said the upset was a just reward for his men's effort throughout the week, praising the maturity shown as the Saints mounted a third quarter comeback. Australia's top-ranked male golfer Cameron Smith looks set to miss the cut at the US Open after a second round of 4 over a par in Brookline overnight. Smith wouldn't be the only big name to sit out the final 2 rounds. Tony Finau, Victor Hovland, they're also in trouble. And 6-time major winner Phil Mickelson is definitely done for the weekend. 2-time major winner Colin Morikawa has the lead at just 5 under. He's through 17 holes of his second round. Going to be a tight one the next 2 days.
Yep. Still plenty to go.
Plenty to go. All right, let's get a check of the weather with Dan Anstey, who's in Queensland's scenic Rim region.
Yes, beautiful scenic Rim this morning. I'm enjoying my camel chino. We were milking camels before, and I can confirm when I ordered it, they asked me sugar 1 hump or 2. They're devoted here at Summerland Camels. We're going to find out what else you can make out of a camel with the founder and the CEO right after we check your weather as you wake up on your Saturday. Good morning. Starting up in Cairns. Headed for a top of 27, partly cloudy. Sunny for Townsville, 26 the top. Sunshine Coast, partly cloudy, top of 23. Brisbane, partly cloudy, 23 as well. Gold Coast, possible shower, top of 22. Sydney, shower or 2, top of 19. Canberra, partly cloudy, 15. Melbourne, partly cloudy, 15 as well. Hobart, shower or 2, clearing, top of 13. Adelaide, mostly sunny, 18. 18 for Perth and showers today. Karratha, partly cloudy, top of 27. Alice Springs, sunny, 23. And Darwin, sunny, top of 33. Paul Martin, you are the CEO and founder of Summerland Camels. Well done, mate, first of all. Beautiful joint.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you for the camel chino.
No.
I didn't go any humps of sugar in that one, personally. The camel milk is a little bit more bitter, isn't it?
You get a bit of salt, yeah, because there's no allergy from it, so your taste buds are really crisp. So whatever's in that milk, you'll pick up.
Mate, I'm loving it.
Yep.
Paul, question for you. What can you not make out of a camel? Because this is all camel product here.
Yeah. So pretty well, there's not a lot you can't make. So it starts with the premier product, obviously the milk. We then, our skincare gets made out of that. We've got our beautiful feta cheese, marinated cheese, gelato, milk powder. We do flavoured milks at the farm, and our premium vodka. So a lot of people don't realise it's only one of its kind in the world, and we make it out of the whey left over from the cheese.
Oh, thank you, mate. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I said thank you there because I assume I'm taking a bottle of camel vodka home with me.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Carrot tossing coming up, tractor pulling. Belinda, Logie's tomorrow night. I'm sure you've noticed as well here, out of this array, we can make ourselves a camel espresso martini. So I'll have one of those delivered to your room.
And bring the skincare too, thanks.
Done.
Okay.
Sorted for you, mate.
Deal.
Not that you need it, of course.